You know that feeling of not knowing what you have until it's gone? Well, living on a boat full time is kind of like that. We were previously anchored in Golfito Bay, which is essentially as close to a swimming pool as you can get. And for a second there, we almost forgot what the feeling of an uncomfortable anchorage was. But don't worry, the next few bays quickly reminded us of that. So come with us this week as we go from Drake's Bay to Manuel Antonio. And please, if you're going to be sick, try to make it over the side. Needless to say, that wasn't the best night's sleep. I don't know what happened overnight, but we were sloshed around. We were like up and down and side to side all night. I think I woke up at like 3 by being just rolled out of bed. Yeah, it's a bit bumpy on board today. Listen to this. That slapping the wire in our mizzen mast. I think this summer we'll drop the mast and we'll sort that out, because for 2 years we've heard that sound and I'm sick of it. And it was entirely our fault. People said, make sure you put insulation around the coaxial cable, and we were like, I'm sure it'll be fine, we'll just pull it tight enough. We had no idea what we were doing. And we've paid for it for the last 2 years, and it's just one of those things. We'll never make that mistake again. But yeah, that's just where we're at. Apart from that, it's a really nice morning. Cool. Nice and cool. This spot was far too beautiful to just pack up and leave from, just because of a bit of roll. So it was time to test our stern anchor for the very first time. Whee!
Yeah, lift. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah. Thanks. Oh no! It's alright, it's only one tube. It's alright. I can fix it with duct tape. Thankfully it was only the smaller of the tubes. Sorry, it slipped out of my hands when I was trying to get it over, and it's a shank that went right into it. That is one sad looking dinghy.
Hey ho, anchor 1, dinghy nil. Now to just pull in the slack of the 8 strand and chain, and at least we will have this anchor set.
I think a bit of alcohol just to clean the area, then hopefully just a bit of duct tape will do it, but I have no idea how well this is going to work. This is half repaired now, and it's holding together pretty well. Actually, I'd say pretty well.
Repaired just in time for the typical rain that comes each afternoon now it's wet season here in Costa Rica.
God.
There you go, Zach.
We actually need to put a bin bag over it or something.
Yeah.
I might get the tarp.
Oh my gosh, it is pouring in.
I'm gonna get the tarp.
Okay, I'll come and swap places with you. I've got a wet pillow.
Thanks.
When it rains, it pours. Sailing and living aboard Tay-Lee these last few years really has changed us. Our home is being rolled around and now leaking. But you know what? Life goes on. We've become pretty philosophical about everything.
Right, ready, Becca? Yeah, 2 hours with it.
Yeah.
Is that 2 hour round trip or is that 2 hours there?
Tay-Lee's afloat, we are healthy, the flowers are blooming, and despite the chance at crawling into a slightly damp bed tonight, life is good. It's great. This is Rainy season Costa Rica. Woo. I think we have become faster at accepting and dismissing the things that we can't control in that moment. There are no shops around, so why would we worry about not being able to fix up the hatch, when instead we could shove a tea towel in it, go for a walk, and fix it when we're somewhere with a shop nearby. The realisation that having a good day isn't dependent on everything going to plan, or the weather being good, but instead if you wake up and say, today's going to be a good day, has been a mindset shift we have welcomed. We just went for an evening walk into town, and we went to the supermarket and we picked up these coconut cookies, which look amazing. They're homemade. Oh, how are they? Mm. Yeah?
There you go.
Mmm. Wow. Mmm.
It's weird, they almost taste like mince pies.
Yeah, they do actually.
They got the same spices in them as mince pies.
Mmm. Delicious. We are just packing up the boat because tomorrow, early morning, 5 AM, we leave for Capos, which is a town kind of adjacent on the mainland. Like, we're on a little peninsula here and we're going across the bay. It's meant to be an equally as rolly anchorage there. I think it's just how some of these anchorages are on this coast. I don't think we got it on camera because it was the middle of the night. But we had a stern anchor out for the first time yesterday and it was glorious. We were pointing into the swell. And whilst we were going up and down this way, we weren't going this way, which is so much better. Anyway, at about midnight, there was a squall roll through. And the boat started moving in a really bizarre way. We couldn't figure out why it was like jerking. And what was happening is the wind was blowing onshore. The stern anchor was here, the boat was here, the bow anchor was there. We were like this, being pushed that way. It's kind of hard to explain, but it wasn't great, and so we released the stern anchor. Zach went out in the pouring rain, pulled up the stern anchor, which luckily we could do because we thought it'd be so set that we wouldn't be able to without kind of going on top of it. But because we had so little rowed out by that point, because we'd pulled in so much, we could trip it, which was good. Anyway, Zach pulled it up, and it was fine for about an hour, and then, oh my, oh my, we turned beam on to the swell, and I'm not kidding, it was one of the bumpiest nights on anchor we have ever had. We were quite literally thrown across the boat at multiple times in the night. And there was rain and there was lightning and the cutlery was going everywhere. It was carnage. And I think it's really hard to actually show that on camera, especially when it's, you know, the middle of the night and you're half asleep. But yeah, just imagine your house being picked up, shaken upside down, and then put back down again. That's what it was like, but that's okay. It's part of this, part of the life, you know? You have to just laugh about it, because otherwise you'd be sad. Looking up and we're in a school. You can't even see the land. What the heck? Luckily, by the time we had our morning coffee, the rain had eased up and it was time to pick up anchor.
We're going over there. You can't even see it anymore. Oh, the water's so warm right now.
Yeah?
Feel how warm the snubber is.
Oh my gosh, it's so warm. The depth gauge just went to 1.1 meters and it freaked me out. Yeah, we up? We up, baby. It's raining. We're British, we're used to it. Recently, you may have noticed a whole lot less ads on our videos. We want to bring you along for the ride, and the only way to do that is with less of the stuff in between. What are we looking out for?
Big bits of wood and logs and everything. It's because it's rainy season now. All the rivers are dumping all the stuff that's been clogged up in them, so there's a lot of crap in the water.
But if you do find value in our videos and are able to do so, We would really be grateful if you checked out our Patreon. The link is below. I'm just on the bow, looking out. You can already see about 5 big logs. It's pretty bumpy out here. It's strange though, because when it's raining this Tuesday it was so choppy, and now it's just, I don't know, it's gone glassy because the wind's obviously died right down. It's completely changed. I guess it is still a bit bumpy though. Whee! It's a booby!
A very small amount of wind right now. We're just dropping anchor, but it's proven to be a little bit harder because there's a big boat behind us which is kind of in the good anchoring spot, and we know that's going to leave in like an hour. It's a day boat. There's another day boat over there, another one over there, and a little ketch there. But there's tons of rocks in this bay, so, and mooring buoys, so it's been really hard to find a spot. Right, I'm going to back up on that then.
Yeah, we're holding. Yeah. Yeah, Zach, we're really holding. That's what we want.
We've just arrived into the bay here. As we've got loads of power at the moment, we're actually going to run our Watermaker, and we're going to show you guys how we do that. So our whole control panel is down here. This is the control panel. And there's a few things I've got to do in here to get it up and running. But I've opened all the seacock, made sure the valves are all in the correct positions, made sure the filter's clear. I'm going to turn it on now. Becca's going to be in there with the fresh water line and making sure it tastes good. And then once it's starting to taste good, we divert it into our tank. On goes the unit. Okay, I'm slowly increasing the pressure. Okay, you should start getting water soon. I've got a green light on water quality. Okay, so I'm going to divert this now into our tanks. Tastes good? Okay, going into tank. That's how we do it.
There's a flash. Careful, big wave.
Let's get try and go to 180,
Yeah. Watch for the rocks. This is so rough, this anchorage. But we're gonna make it work. We're staying positive and we're gonna make it work. Because we want to stay here because it's so nice. Sometimes it does just take perseverance and confidence in the fact that the rain and the roll can't last forever. And soon the sun will shine again.
When I awake from my sleep and look out on the sun shining, I feel a smile across my face when I look out at the horizon.
We are up bright and early this morning and we're heading to shore to walk up into the town of Manuel Antonio. And it's beautiful. The day boats haven't arrived yet, so we've got this place all to ourselves and it is just gorgeous. It's a completely different place than it was last night when there was lightning and thunder and rain everywhere. This morning, you'd never know. Gorgeous.
Let's go.
Let's go!
There are times when the sun ain't warm enough and it feels like you've been slighted. Look to the brother at your left and the sister at your right.
So we don't really know where we're going right now, do we?
No, no idea. This is the only path off the beach though, so.
Well, it's a really nice path. Look at this.
So much love to give from all the love we've been given. The beauty we can see in all the colors in the trees is enough to make me thankful to be living. When I lay down my head to sleep a full day's time.
It's a pretty steep road out the beach up to the town. We met another cruiser who was like, make sure to get an Uber. But it is nice to stretch our legs. But it is hot already. I think it's like 33 degrees and it's 8:30 in the morning.
Myself to keep from smiling.
So it's not every day we actually find somewhere which is stocked up with good Asian and Indian supplies for cooking, but here is actually the best we've seen for months.
Yeah.
So
We're
happy Zach.
gonna make a curry tonight, eh?
Yeah, Becca's been
Crazy.
really wanting a curry recently, so we're gonna finally make one.
Okay, clearly optimism can only take us so far, as the roll is back, and this time with vengeance. Jeebus, Jeebus. Oh! Oh my golly gosh. Worse than being out at sea. Oh, that is not pleasant. My caramba. Bloody hell. Crazy. All of our food is going everywhere. You can't do anything when it's like this. It's actually worse than being out sailing, because at least when you're sailing the sails stop you rolling quite so much. But anyway, we decided we're going to put a stern anchor out because this is mental. There's like a metre swell on our beam. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, enough is enough. We're going to put a stern anchor out. And hopefully we can then face ourselves into the swell a bit. But look, I can't actually stand up. It's crazy. Bless Zach, he's outside in the rain. I'm gonna go out and help him in a sec, but he's just prepping it all. Bloody disgusting out there, but we've got a stern anchor set now and it's way better. We're still a bit bumpy, but night and day better. Anyway, wind keeps piping up and our limit at the moment to a stern anchor is about 20 knots because we haven't done this a ton. Actually, the last bay was the first one we've done, and we just don't want to have beam on wind too much. But yeah, 12-13 knots, so it's not awful. If it picks up much above 20-25, we've tied a fender to the 8 strand, and all we're going to do is quickly uncleat the 8 strand and throw it, and then we'll have a fender floating it for tomorrow if this happens in the night, and then we'll go and retrieve it. But yeah, it rains in Costa Rica as well as England, don't you worry.